What?
The Ouroboros is one of the oldest known symbols used by various ancient cultures and religions. It depicts a snake eating its own tail. The symbol is often seen in the form of a circle, sometimes in an infinity sign, and most commonly signifies just that: infinity, eternity, and the idea that all is one. It represents the eternal cycle, one which is self-sustaining and acts as an all-encompassing structure. It's the prime symbol of self-destruction, but also self-renewal, as we'll soon see.
Not a lot of instructions forthcoming, you know?
Yeah, well, sounds like you're sad.
The episode titled Dungeon Train starts with Finn and Jake venturing down through the forest. Finn's pondering about the meaning of soup and the meaning of spoon. Jake asks,
Shoot, man, are you still lady sad about Flame Princess?
Finn replies, no, that's all fine. I'm just feeling kind of gray is all. Like my inside voice has been kind of quiet lately.
Not a lot of instructions forthcoming, you know?
Jake attempts to give him some advice. Listen, Finn, girls is like horses. When you fall down, it's important that you get right back on again. On a different horse. And there's a lot of fish in the sea. A lot of fish. A penny saved is a penny earned. Finn sees it differently. Or maybe dating girls is like riding a bicycle, where like, if you mess up, you can get really hurt forever, or hurt someone you really care about. Despite Finn's insistence that he's all fine, it's clear that he isn't, and Jake, as his best friend, can pick up on that. Jake's advice is hilarious. His advice is not only to get with other girls, but to get with many, and with many at the same time. Although the thought is there and Jake's straight pimpin', it's not what Finn needs to hear. It comes off a bit cold knowing how much Finn cared for Flame Princess, but his advice does at least allude to something useful, the need for a distraction. From Finn's analogy to the bike, it's safe to assume he displays what's known in psychology as a fearful avoidant attachment style. He's avoiding intimacy out of fear of him or his partner being hurt. He understandably feels guilty and regretful, and wants to, maybe unconsciously, dissociate from himself.
My inside voice has been kind of quiet lately. Not a lot of instructions forthcoming, you know?
This is the void, drifting without instruction, any way the wind blows. And we may ask ourselves, with his love and flame seemingly burnt out, how will Finn the human fill this infinite nothing?
Whoa, what? What's this train all about? No one said nothing about no train in the way.
Finn reassures Jake, relax buddy, we'll just cross after it passes. 2 hours pass, and we see Finn resting in fetal position. Jake stretches up and realizes that the train goes in a big circle. All aboard the dungeon train. The train, covered in Ouroboros, is itself one big Ouroboros. It has scales and wraps in a circle. It's also self-sustaining as it has no engine car and seems it'll move endlessly like a perpetual motion machine. A train is an interesting symbol in itself. Unlike other modes of transportation, a train is unique in that it's public and follows a fixed path beyond individual control. The one we're dealing with is even more alarming as it has no destination at all. A train represents a universal set pattern that most, if not all of us, could fall into, and we will see the many who have also become imprisoned there. It's not something Finn could just quote-unquote cross after it passes. It's something he must confront.
Hey, you know, I just had another idea. If we just stay put here on the train, we could ride it all the way to the cave.
Finn and Jake hop on the train, and some dork pulls up on them, says,
Give me the loot.
and attempts to jump them. Finn easily whoops his ass, and they fawn over the loot he dropped. Finn blushes from playing around with the lightning sword.
Yeah, man, it's spicy baby fun.
They go around and hit cart after cart. They're having fun. Finn's in his flow state. Jake's picking up the loot. Different creatures, such as crystal ants and slimes, spawn in once they enter each car. This is Finn's outlet, a way to manage his emotions. He appears to be back to his old self.
Welcome back, buddy.
This is Finn's escape, his vice, his much-needed distraction. And there's nothing wrong with that. The great Uncle Abe once said, "It has been my experience that folks who have no vices have very few virtues." It helps him escape and reconnect with himself, but in his vulnerable state, it's daunting how dangerously addictive and excessive it can become. Just like that, he can lose himself as quickly as he'd been found.
Man, look at all this rad loot.
Yeah, this is a pretty neat train. We should come back again someday.
Finn responds saying, "Whoa, what do you mean? We just started only like 3 hours ago. Just one more cart, man." Finn beats the next boss, but still keeps going. He's gone off the deep end. Finn picks up a shield depicting the visual illusion of Rubins Vase. Then he throws his hot meat at Jake. Jake's completely over it.
Finn, I think we should take off. Think this place is bad news for you.
And go ahead and subscribe to T-Break while you're at it.
Finn defies him. Man, no way. All this feels good. Like my inside voice is saying, hey, keep it up. This is good stuff. Like when you made those biscuits way back and I kept eating them until they were gone. Like that. Jake objects. Finn, I made those biscuits with so much butter. You were just responding to the butter. This whole place is butter. The Rubins Vase illusion is a clever metaphor. It hints at how perception can shift. Although seemingly invisible, in its dead space it reveals an entirely different image. Through its shared border, only one image can be perceived at a time, either the immediate vase or the more subtle faces. This is Finn's exact struggle. He's fixated on the quote-unquote vase, or the butter Jake alludes to, but is blind to the bigger picture. This immediate perception of the vase perfectly illustrates that this false inner voice in Finn's head right now is simply his immediate gratification talking, this unhealthy buttery focus on pure pleasure instead of purpose, a focus on what's immediate instead of having empathy for Jake or his future self. Finn's situation relates to the concept of the Tomorrow Man theory. Those who are in good spirits, with strong mental health, they look out for their tomorrow man. They eat right today, they go to sleep early today. Also that tomorrow man, when he wakes up in his bed reborn as today man, thanks yesterday man. Finn's not eating right with all that fantasy butter he's consuming, and he's definitely not sleeping tonight. But in spite of all this, he oddly likes what he'll become.
Check it out. Battle Moon.
Finn fights another boss and predictably wins again. Check it out. Battle Moon. A crystal ball rolls towards Jake and he picks it up to see. He gasps, Finn, this is a future crystal. Look, that's you, dude. You're old, you're alone, and you're still fighting on this dumb train. Finn cringingly replies,
I'm gonna have the best life.
Man, what the fuck?
They enter the next car, occupied by hair apes. Jake can't take it anymore and threatens to leave.
I'm out this hoe sucker.
No, man, it's better on the train. Stuff makes sense here. Jake hops off the train and acts as though he's left completely. He climbs on top of the car and sees a lonely hair ape sitting. He's sick of things down there too. He rests his head on him and falls asleep.
Wonder what my kids are doing.
The moon is an important symbol and useful clue in showing us what's going on with Finn. The creators made sure to emphasize the importance of the moon in the title card. Unraveling this symbol, the moon phases mirror natural cycles of fertility and the menstrual cycle. That, and its mysterious nature, are big reasons for its association with the feminine. The moon here essentially represents what is known as the anima archetype, the feminine side of a man's psyche. According to Carl Jung's Man and His Symbols, the anima is a personification of all feminine psychological tendencies in a man's psyche, such as vague feelings and moods, prophetic hunches, receptiveness to the irrational, capacity for personal love, and his relation to the unconscious. When underdeveloped and poorly integrated, the anima is expressed negatively, as if possessed. Within the soul of such a man, the negative anima figure will endlessly repeat this theme. I am nothing. Nothing makes any sense. With others, it's different, but for me, I enjoy nothing. These anima moods cause a sort of dullness, a fear of impotence, a fear of accidents. Why does that sound so familiar? Nothing makes any sense.
What is the meaning of spoon?
A sort of dullness.
I just been feeling kinda gray is all. Like my inside voice has been kinda quiet lately.
A fear of accidents.
Maybe dating girls is like riding a bicycle. Where like, if you mess up, you could get really hurt forever, or hurt someone you really care about.
The anima figure could also turn into what is called the femme fatale archetype. This dangerous aspect of the anima, which in this form symbolizes destructive illusion, symbolizes an unreal dream of happiness, a dream that lures men away from reality. Finn's feminine side is still underdeveloped and immature, and this is how he got here in the first place, through his immaturity with Flame Princess. What he's doing now is especially destructive because he's doubling down on his selfish hedonistic behavior. This fantasy becomes narcissistic self-absorption, and that's illustrated clearly by the moon and also the earth in his future. This battle moon acts as an overly protective element that has him deluded into thinking everything is about him, protecting his ego. It hints to the phrase, the world doesn't revolve around you. It's becoming apparent that Finn, through his destructive behavior, wants to push Jake away. Not because of a dislike for him, but of feeling he's undeserving of a good relationship, fueled by his repressed guilt. This is why he's doubling down. To him, it's all or nothing.
Apple, chicken, apple. Oh yeah, that little orb in which I rule.
Jake wakes up to the hair ape trying to zap him.
Knew it!
The hair ape shrugs his shoulders and Jake murks him. This likely points to a comparison being made. The ape's shrug basically implies, sorry, that's just me. That's my nature, and I can't help it.
I'm a fucking monkey!
Although humans have animalistic instincts and tendencies that are admittedly hard to control at times, we still have the power to change and the potential for self-restraint. Jake picks up his hat, which coincidentally has the crescent moon on it, illustrating the importance for cyclical change, further cementing the idea Finn's feminine side is off balance because his moon gives the illusion of always being full, the illusion of happiness. The femme fatale hidden in plain sight. Jake searches for Finn. He encounters him, but he's now unrecognizable, looking like one of those twisted lost soul boss guys. That's it, man. I'm getting you off this train whether you like it or not. Finn warns him, but Jake brushes it off.
You a lil boy to me. I kiss you on your forehead.
Oh, Lord.
Jake, trying to tell me what to do? Yeah, right. I tells me what to do. Totally possessed, he rummages through his bag for loot and looks into the orb once again. Yeah, that's right. Looking right. But then he notices a little sad, bored-looking guy following him. Jake, all those years, he stayed with me. Oh, Jake, hang in there, buddy. I'll set this right. The moon suddenly falls, indicating his liberation from it. Jake begs, Finn, I'm sorry. I'll stay on the train with you, I swear.
No, I'm sorry, Jake. I messed up.
Finn explains that he'll keep playing for a little bit longer and will come back to the treehouse soon. He reassures Jake with one last look at the orb. Yeah, man, that's what I'm talking about.
That is what I'm talking about.
It's clear that what Finn simply needed was forgiveness, not only to and from Jake, but with himself as well. Jake stayed, even though Finn knew he really shouldn't have, with the monster he had become. Through the purity of Jake's heart, he was able to soften Finn's defenses. He never needed to self-sabotage to prove or express his remorse. After Finn looks into the orb again, he's finally made aware of his cognitive dissonance. He knows his current behavior doesn't align with his values. Finn had been acting in bad faith, a concept regarding self-deception and inauthentic living explored by the French philosopher Jean-Paul Sartre. It could be explained like this. Certainly, many believe that their actions involve no one but themselves, and were we to ask them, but what if everyone acted that way? They would shrug their shoulders and reply, but everyone does not act that way. In truth, however, one should ask oneself, what would happen if everyone did what I am doing? The only way to evade that disturbing thought is through some kind of bad faith. Finn immediately realized how disturbing his behavior was after seeing Jake follow in the same path. So how does one fill their infinite nothing? To feel fully. When we try to avoid pain, we can't fully appreciate true pleasure, and in that ignorance, we become dependent on something else, separate from ourselves, to experience joy. It is our internal values and mindset we must nurture, instead of being tricked by the illusion of external distractions and possessions. And know in yourself when enough is enough. This episode is a warning to us that we can take an infinite number of steps and still be in the same place, have an infinite amount of things and layers of armor, and still be the same fragile nothing of a person. We shouldn't live in an infinite nothing. The Ouroboros symbolizes that we should live in a constant self-renewal, that all ends are new beginnings. Do not stray, but rather cycle. Get back on that horse, realize your abundance of fish, and save your pennies. An idea that ties beautifully with this episode and the Ouroboros is the concept of eternal recurrence, conceived by none other than the German philosopher Friedrich Nietzsche. It goes something like this. If all of your life, every single experience and event were to be repeated for eternity, how could you bear it? To consider this endless cycle as a test of your life, the only way one can make amends is to have what is called amor fati, the love of fate. Thanks for watching, guys. You already know what's in store for the next video.